Alright, we've just done my Liberty Southern Cross. Oh, hi everybody. Just done our Liberty Southern Cross here with Hope. Major's out there. We did 2 horses at once, which was a bit of fun. I'll do a video of that for you one day. But our focus is at the moment, been able to do this Southern Cross, so out there with transitions, bareback and bridless. So we've had some practice during the week, and it was 2 sessions, yeah. So only 2 so far because we had the sore foot. We'll see how it goes today. It was getting pretty good. And I did try one without the bareback pad and one with the bareback pad because I was being lazy one day, to be honest. And she was way more sensitive in the backup when I didn't have the bareback pad. So I'm thinking my bony butt, doesn't matter how big your butt is, but the bones, when you sit down, stick in the horse's back, and when they back up, when they're supposed to lift, it hurts their back. Hurts their back and the back up. So I'm going to hop on now. We haven't done a lot of this together, so 2 times I've practiced. Now, I did practice in the first session with a halter and lead rope. Okay, so I had a halter and 1 rein, and so we use this for the groundwork. Now we're going to use it for the riding. I suppose you could call it Liberty riding, couldn't you? Or just unsafe. Okay, it's a nice windy day, so we'll see how twitchy she is. Okay, let's line her up here, and we're going to hop on and try some rein positions first. We've got to check my steering and my brakes. Do. You good? I hope so. This is a big horse. You happy? I hope so. Okay. I'm going to check my back up, so change my seat first. I'm trying not to use this string. Again, maybe even pull on her mane a bit, because one day I might just do that. There we go. Beautiful. Going to try my back end steering, so that side. So I'll put this over just in case I need it to do this. Drop my left hip. Oops. Stop. Now what you've got to be careful when you drop that hip, just for the record, don't do this with the other leg, because it teaches your horse to go out through the shoulder. I'll get this in position even though I don't want to use it. Going to drop my right hip down here, applying a bit of pressure on my leg. She's not getting it, so I'm going to say this bit here. No, too busy watching the hay roll across the ground. Confused. I'm going to wait for her. I'm not going to release, so I'm going to keep in my position. There, now I'll release. So even though she was out of position, she was confused, I didn't release. Okay, it's important when you release. Get this over here just in case I need it. Focus this way, open this. Try not to touch my string. Yeah, it's not bad. Other side. What I'd really like for her to do is tip her nose before she steps. Yeah, not bad. Alright, and I've got my back up. That's always important. I'll get this front across. Looking good. Okay. Now, when you do this sort of stuff, so you bareback and bridless, if you do hours and hours of this, without having your horse travelling properly, with its lifting its back and bringing its hind under, you're not doing anything for your horse's back and its conformation, its longevity, its health. Okay? So you've got to have a purpose to this. It doesn't just mean sit on your horse and let them run around with their nose poking up in the air and their back hollow and their hind hanging out. So I'm going to give my horse, this is why the Southern Cross is important here, we're going to give this horse a purpose. Okay, so it's going to come up to that turn, say. Okay, We're going to go around this turn, we're going to slow, we're going to do a 4/4 turn. It's going to use its hind quarter when it's doing a 4/4 turn. And then as it's on its hind quarter, I'll do my departure. So then hopefully as we travel forward, it'll use its hind quarter as it's travelling. Most horses will generally hollow out a little bit before they get to the corner marker, and around about then you've got to start putting your brakes on, and the horse starts to understand there's a turn coming up again, and they'll prepare their body themselves. Okay, so it makes everything easy because they see what's coming. They're not silly, you know, believe it or not. Okay, so here I'm going to try that. So yeah, I'll get you to go back a little bit. So you just walk backward and forward a bit. This is Liam, my fantastic cameraman. I like your outfit today, Liam. Obviously it's a day off from school or something because he's in his pyjamas. So, alright. I noticed he didn't show that one. Here we're just going to walk it to practice the pattern first. Here I've got my brakes on. Now you haven't got your hand over that receiver, have you, Liam? No, Dad. It's either the lens or the receiver for the mic. 4/4 turn. Oops, a bit too much. 4/4 and depart while she's still turning, so she's on her hind. Sounds easy, doesn't it? You're right. Dun, dun, dun. Get your weight back. I'm going to get this out of the way so you guys can see that I'm not using it. Okay. This one. Over there. Over there. Yeah, there. I'm going to trot a little bit because we're getting a bit sluggish. Brakes are on. Turn. She's telling me, she's giving me feedback, which is okay. She wasn't agreeing with me. Said I don't want to use my hind. Turn, depart, babe. Not bad. Now see, just there, she came into that turn and she started that turn before I asked. She wasn't in her hind, she was on her front in that turn. So if you're a barrel racer or a camp drafter, where you're chasing cattle or chasing barrels, you do that around a turn, you're going to put a lot of weight in the inside front as you go. Front's going to slip, back end's going to spin out, you're going to slide along. That's why they have to have such deep sand in barrel racing, because you know a lot of those horses aren't really travelling balanced. But that's another video, isn't it? You know, if you could do this on wet grass, that'd test you. Watch my level 2 video for that one with Major. That's nice. So that was my best one, so I'm going to finish there for a sec. So that was a good turn, it felt good, she felt like she was carrying herself nice and light, didn't have to use my string much. That's what we're after. I'll do a quick run on the other way. I just wanted you to see, so this is my third practice session with this horse, second one with the bareback pad. I have ridden her before with a halter and one rein. Okay, but when you do it with halter and one rein, you've got to be thinking of this down the track. You've got to use your body before your hands. With anything you do with a horse, always use your body language first, because it's your first indicator. Oh, nice. First indicator to your horse, your rhythm as well. Alright, start it again. Started now? Okay, seems we had a cut there. So that turn went nice. Transitions are nice. She's starting to anticipate the transition down, so I'm going to have to hold my impulsion for a little bit longer. It's a nice turn and a departure while I'm still turning. Oh, nice. No, you're on your front end. Okay, so there, I could tell. Get off your front end. As I went around that turn, she was falling into the turn. The hind was starting to spin out, which meant she was out of balance. I don't go forward when she's out of balance. Balance her up, then go forward. Otherwise, I'll teach you to go forward out of balance. The forward is release. One day, carrying yourself properly will be the release. Yeah, that wasn't bad. So I'll settle for that for today. And you might see I'm sort of riding exaggerated because at the moment she's, you know, we're not really in time together. I'm trying to bring her up to my rhythm, and she's trying to run a little bit stiff-legged. Okay, so I'm trying to help her not find too much discomfort, but encourage her to travel and give her as much reward as I can. But at the same time, trying to make sure she's balanced, and eventually she'll start to be springier, easier for me to ride. At the moment, I'm working too hard. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment. 3 practice sessions, but I did practice with 1 rein and a halter first. So if you ever come to do this, it's not that hard, but you've got to make sure you can do your rein positions first. So these. And try and do them just with your seat. Okay? Same with the back end, front end, everything. Just same stuff you do on the ground, but in there, on their back. So I hope you enjoy that. I'll practice during the week. I'll get about 2 or 3 practice sessions in, and I'll see you next Saturday.